Hey guys, this is Schwell. It's Sunday, April 4th, Easter Sunday. I went to a Mind Game Productions game, Radiant Spirit, yesterday. Spent the whole day. Actually, I went down Friday night, spent the night at the hotel. Played yesterday. The game, from my perspective, personally, I had a good time. I got a lot of trigger time. I went through 4,000 BBs. And for me, that means fun. You know, usually you go. I've been to events where I haven't shot not one round. So I went, shot 4,000 BBs. That was great. I've been getting messages from people, emails, PMs, replies on some of the my YouTube videos because I posted up the briefing and some of the action from my gun cam of the event. And let's just say everybody didn't enjoy themselves as much as I did. I had a good time. I can see how a person who did not attend this event and is only going off the feedback that they've got from a lot of the other players would say that this event was not a success. In my opinion, for me personally, it was okay. Other people, not so much. Game started at 11 a.m. At 12:10, we took our lunch break. So an hour and 10 minutes after starting, we had a lunch break. And it comes to find out lunch wasn't even there yet. We waited an hour for lunch to actually show up. So it was an hour of, I think it was like 85 degrees, but we're with direct sunlight for some guys, and that felt like hell. I mean, but whatever. Some guys took that opportunity when they found out that lunch wasn't even there yet to go in and have some side skirmishes. They asked the admins if it was okay. The admin said, sure, why not? Go ahead, have some fun. They went in and they held their own skirmishes. Like, I think it was like 12 on 12. They had a blast. Havoc, one of my teammates, he went and said he had a blast. Actually, at the end of the day, he said that that was the most exciting part of the event. When you look at it in the perspective of just wanting to go out there and have some fun playing airsoft, that's great. But when you're one of those guys who was waiting for lunch or didn't feel like going in and wasting BBs with just a random skirmish, that doesn't sit too well. A lot of guys wanted to leave at that lunch break because it just seemed like such a clusterfuck. Me being who I am, I get information from people about what's going on behind the scenes, and I felt it was only right that I reported on some of the information that was provided to me. No, I'm not trying to make excuses for Mind Games, nor do I work for Mind Games. I'm just your friendly neighborhood airsoft fanatic spreading the word. The land manager, landlord, the landowner, whomever was responsible for the warehouse, decided at the day of the event that he was going to make some of the location off limits. Now, these were areas that we were previously told that we would have access to, that we would be able to play in. He changed it at the game. Lunch was also something that he ruined because he was the one that went to go get the pizza that was served for lunch, which was part of our fee. So that waiting of an hour, we blame on him. There seemed to have been a little bit of a failure of communication because while we were playing, some guys knew about certain spawn rules, some people didn't. Some of the respawn areas were changed mid-game to try and help with the gameplay. You know, things that admins are normally to do. If they see that something is a little lopsided or not working, fix it. Fix it right there on the fly. But that communication wasn't getting communicated to everyone, and that you ended up having guys respawning behind enemy forces that were making a push, and you know that doesn't sit well with people. As usual, you have that guy's not calling his hits, this guy's not calling their hits, but I personally didn't experience any of that. I saw a lot of guys in my respawn area with me because I was respawning a lot as well. But every event you're going to get that. This was a huge event. There were over 200 people. I think it went really well. I didn't personally see any tempers flare. I didn't see anybody going at anybody. So for me, that portion was a success. The admins did their job. The speech at the briefing, I guess, helped out a little bit. You know, it was just, there were certain things that happened behind the scenes that turned this thing into a clusterfuck from people's perspectives. And like I said, I just wanted to get that word out there. Mind Game Productions usually has great games, and they're one of the few 18 and up event organizers. And I personally enjoy my few 18 and up events. I go to the all ages events regularly, probably more often than most people do, and I enjoy those as well. But as a stay-at-home dad, I need a break from the kids, and that's my kids, your kids. So I need a break from that every once in a while. And that's where Mind Games comes in. Their games are usually higher priced. And again, you have an older, more mature group of guys. And sometimes it does work out that way. A lot of times it doesn't. But I'd hate to see the word that people are putting out there about these games diminish what Mind Games has been able to do over the past year that I've been playing Airsoft. A lot of the events that I've gone to, their events, I've had a blast. You know, most of the games that I've attended that were theirs, they were at Wayne's World, and I love those games. I don't know if it's the locale, but usually it's scenario based, and everything goes off really well. So, you know, I chalk this up to being out of town, last minute changes, landlord being a dick, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there was still some of those aspects of just being in Airsoft that caused the problem as well for some people. But more so, I think it was the actions of the landlord that caused most of the problems. The failure of communication with the lunch break thing, because, you know, we ended up sitting around for 2 hours. Oh, let me add, he also changed the quitting time for the game. We were expecting to get there at 10:30, play until 9. Last game apparently was called at 6:30. Some guys said that they only had 3 hours of actual game time. To be honest with you, I couldn't keep track of it. I really didn't. I didn't have access to a clock, so I wasn't sure what time anything really happened. But it almost seemed like the sitting around time was about equal to the actual play time, give or take. But you know, things can't be avoided when they're out of your control, and you just take it and roll with it. But for those of you who went to this event and it put a bad taste in your mouth, please give Mind Games one more chance, or, you know, I'd say just give them another shot. Let's see if maybe they can do it with this next event that they're having in Jacksonville for Memorial Day weekend. It's supposed to be a 2-day event at a much better facility up in Jacksonville. It provides a wooded area. Also, you got a couple of buildings, CQB environments, and we'll see how that turns out. But, you know, I think right now this is putting a bad aura around Florida's airsoft scene. And with one of the few production companies being behind this game, I'd hate to see them get to a point where they're not having people turn up to games because of word of mouth on one event here, one event there. We need this stuff to keep going. I enjoy the events, and I think we should continue to have them because there's not many out there, you know? This is Schwell signing off. Sunday night, Easter Sunday, April 4th, 2010. I don't usually do reviews, but I felt with all of the feedback that I've been getting that something needed to be said. Hopefully Mac and those guys over at Mind Games can get it all squared away, and we just move forward from here, you know? It's just Airsoft, guys. It's just a game. Let's keep it that way. And this is Schwell signing off. Talk to you guys later.